I remember when a teacher thought it was okay to put her hands on me. Hi, my name is Dr. Jamila Banks, and I am your licensed holistic marriage and family therapist who specializes in trauma-informed care, anxiety, depression, and suicide management and reduction. And I remember when a teacher thought that it was okay to put her hands on me. I was in like second grade, attending 59th Street School on Slauson Ave, in between Slauson and Western and Van Ness. And I was in second grade, and at the time, I was going through lots of trauma in my household. There was domestic violence in my house. There was violence in the streets. There was fights all around me. I was getting bullied. And although I tested highly gifted, I also had a mouth. One of the ways that I expressed what I was going through is with an attitude or with my mouth or with a sarcastic reply. And I often had a lot of things back to say to my teachers. And one particular day, a teacher was just asking me, to do the assignment and stop talking. And I'm like, okay, well, I can get it done. And I guess I finished the assignment and I started talking again and, laughing. And she's coming over there and it's like, okay, well, you need to do this and that and the other. And I'm like, okay, well, I've already done that. And she's like, okay, well, you need to do this page. I'm like, okay, that page is already done. So she went back and forth with me trying to check my little second grade self, and I'm like, I already been there, done that, haven't done, I know this. I'm too smart for this. Like, whatever I was saying, talking mess to her. And she got so frustrated that she grabbed me by my arm and she grabbed my ponytail and she pulled me across to the other side of the room and sat me down really hard in the chair and told me to shut up. And I shut it up for a moment, but I told her that I was going to let my mama know when I got home that she put her hands on me and that she couldn't do that. I didn't know who she thought she was. This is what I told the teacher in second grade. And I promptly went home and told my mom what happened. She, of course, called immediately to the school to set a meeting. Again, my grandmother was a big deal, a principal at a school in LAUSD, and she called my grandmother and they got together with whoever they needed to and had the meeting at the school. And I never actually saw the teacher again. She never actually came back to the school again. I did know that she was fired and let go. And I believe she even moved out of the state and moved back to Hawaii, where she was from. But I learned a valuable lesson. Although, I talked and I had an attitude and I had a mouth, I learned that at early age, no one, big or small, has a right to put their hands on me. No one has the right to touch me inappropriately in any type of way. And I learned early on that even though she was bigger than me, even though she was the teacher, even though she had power, that, it was wrong. And I was not just gonna not say nothing and cry and shut up and be quiet. And I carried that throughout my lifetime, wherever I went, through different jobs, when employers or when people, professors or people with different titles, have tried to check me or tried to bully me, I've made it known in a professional way, you cannot talk to me like that. And I definitely didn't have that experience again with a teacher putting their hands on me, but I remember when.